Welcome everyone. In this video, we are back in the Kanto Cup, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak, what can I say about this guy? He is so good in the Kanto Cup. At first, I got to admit, guys, when I was evaluating the Kanto Cup meta and sort of trying to envision how it would pan out, I didn't foresee Alolan Marowak being very good in this meta, just with all the water types that you see. You've got Nidoqueen, which can pose some problems. We're seeing a lot of ground types pop up, rock types, but with all that said, it's still really good. It's got a lot of great coverage on the meta, guys. Now, we ran Alolan Marowak yesterday, and I gotta tell you, I'm on a bit of a hot streak with it. This thing can really put in some work for this Kanto Cup. So I said, I'm running this thing again. It's really good. It just has so much good coverage on the meta. You've got ghost type attack. You've got some nice fire type damage that you can put out with fire spin. And you've got good coverage for those poison types like Nidoqueen and Alolan Muck with Bone Club. Great coverage on the meta. I love Alolan Marowak. It's going to be the closer on this team. And also on this team, we've got Alolan Raticate, the thick, tanky rat out of the Alola region. My goodness. This thing is amazing. I featured it yesterday, and this thing is so good. Guys, Alolan Raticate, if you've got one and you've got the resources to build it, I would definitely recommend building it. I really like it in the Kanto Cup. Anytime you can get a dark type Pokemon for this Kanto Cup, you're in really good shape because it really does have a lot of play with all the lick users, with all the Mews around. I like Alolan Raticate in the lead and also people are still running those Hypnos in the lead. My goodness. Hypno is a strong lead, but it is risky to run with all the dark types and lick users out there. Like Alolan Raticate being a dark type, you have a great matchup up against Hypno, and you have pretty neutral matchups up against everything else like Nidoqueen. And also on this team, guys, we've got Hypno. Hypno is going to be our safe swap. Speaking of Hypno, again, another Titan in this Kanto Cup meta. It is fantastic, even if it's up against a bad matchup like a Snorlax or a Lickitung. You can still really put out the damage because Confusion really chunks. It's got Stab. You've got a great coverage move and Thunder Punch for those water types. Hypno is fantastic for this meta, guys. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into this first battle. Such a good team, guys. I'm having so much success with it. And we are met with a Lickitung in the lead. This is exactly where you want to see it. Alolan Raticate loves to see Lickitungs in the lead. We get some nice lag there. You love to see it, but that's okay. They do get to that body slam. We're going to let this go through. Alolan Raticate has good bulk for this Kanto Cup, so we can let a couple of these through. They try to catch the crunch onto Machamp, but we're not falling for that, guys. We've been around too long to fall for that. We did show some discipline in not throwing that crunch. That would have been terrible for us. And we've got Hypno. Hypno is going to work on this Machamp, and we say bye-bye, Machamp. That's why I love it, guys. When they safe swap into a fighter or a Nidoqueen or something like that, it's all but over. It's all a mere formality. So we're gonna stay in with Hypno, get off some chip damage on this Lickitung here. These Thunder Punches don't do much, but they do add up along with the Confusions. And we can come right back in with Alolan Raticate. The beauty of going up against Lickitung with Alolan Raticate is you have no threat of a superpower like you would with a Snorlax. And they're staying in here, so we're going to go for this crunch. This will do some nice neutral damage, and we do have a 30% chance to debuff that defense. Oh, and we get the debuff. That's amazing. That's just icing on the cake right there. We can let this body slam go, and we can look to build up a little bit more. Oh, wow, we went for the Hyper Fang. Oh, man, we're not... That's a bit overkill. I think the crunch would have done the trick, but They've got a Hypno in the back, and we've got a Alolan Marowak. Here we go. This is why we love running a Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak has great coverage on the meta. It loves to see these Hypnos here. We do grab a shield with that Bone Club bait, and now we can go right for this Shadow Bone. This is going to be doing some very nice, super effective damage on this Hypno. That does quite a bit to this Hypno. And this Hypno is building up quite a bit. We do have a shield, expecting a Thunder Punch, but this is a Psyshock. They're running Legacy Psyshock on Hypno. I love it. I love it. I'm not going to go as far to use an Elite TM on it, but my goodness. And Marowak takes care of that Hypno. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. Alolan Marowak hanging on with 1 HP to take out the Hypno. My goodness. What a beast. All right, and we are met with a Nidoqueen in the lead. I don't stay in on Nidoqueen. I go right into Alolan Marowak to draw out the Dark type, but we draw out a Lapras. All right, guys, you are going to see the power of Alolan Marowak up against the Water type. Now, granted, we are resisting the fast move of Ice Shard, but Alolan Marowak has some very nice bulk to it. We can actually tank a Surf, no problem. And we can hang on to really do some damage on this Lapras here. Most battlers will not shield their Lapras. I don't know if they want to fight for Switch or not. Probably thinking they can farm down. They let their Lapras go. Very nice. Alolan Marowak taking out a Water type. How about that? And they do farm us down with that Nidoqueen. That's okay. We got Hypno. Hypno is the worst matchup for Nidoqueen, and that is exactly why we love running it. We were able to flip switch advantage, and it's going to pay off for us. They aggressively go right back into that Licky Tongue. That was a waste of a Poison Fang. Guys, don't throw the Poison Fang if you're planning on swapping out. It's just a complete waste. But nonetheless, they do that. We come back in with our Alolan Raticate. We are resisting these licks with our Dark typing. That's the beauty of running Alolan Raticate in the Kanto Cup. All the lick users running around, we do get off that crunch, and we get another debuff. My goodness. Alolan Raticate is on a roll today with those debuffs from crunch. That's amazing. We can tank this Body Slam, and we're going to look to build up to another crunch and go for it. See if we can take out this Licky Tongue here. Knowing that we have a Hypno, it would be wise to shield, but they let it go. Oh, man. They are putting all their hope and faith into this Nidoqueen. I'm not sure if it'll pay off, guys. We do bank a crunch just in case we need it. It's always nice to bank some energy. You never know when you might need it. They go straight Earth Power. So that actually is a that's a plus for us. That's good for us. Because the longer we can hang in here, Hypno being so tanky, having them debuff us would be actually worse. So it's good to see if they threw an Earth Power. That might be a bit of a misplay there. They do go for the Poison Fang, but they're not able to hang on. Confusion. Too OP for that Nidoqueen. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. And we are having fun with this Alolan Marowak team. My goodness, it is so good in the Kanto Cup. Guys, if you like what you're seeing, give the video a like. That is the best thing you can really do to help this channel out. If you like what you're seeing so far with this team, let YouTube know, guys. Hit that like button. You'd be providing a massive help to the channel. Holy smokes, what a good team, guys. And I did feature this team yesterday, but like I said, it was so good. I just had to go again. And we are met with an Alolan Muck. All right. Not bad. We are resisting these snarls, and they are looking to build up here. They did build up to a Sludge Wave. We can tank it, but we are going to throw up a shield because we really have to get rid of this Alolan Muck. It is bad news for our backline, so we're going to look to go for this Hyper Fang, see what they want to do. And they let it go. Okay, so because they did that, we can actually let this next whatever they're going to throw here go through. It's most likely the Sludge Wave. It would be super risky to try and bait with a Dark Pulse. Yeah, it is the Sludge Wave. So as you can see, Alolan Raticate has very nice bulk in this Kanto Cup. We can tank a Sludge Wave pretty well. We're going to look to get rid of them with a Crunch and see what they have in the back. Nidoqueen. Okay, Hypno loves to see Nidoqueen. We're just going to look to chip away with a Crunch. We're not going to switch. Probably should, in hindsight, would be a good idea because that's what you want to do with an ABB team. This is a bit of a misplaced staying in. Even if you know, even if it is a neutral matchup like that, you still want to safe swap. Yeah, so right there, that's where it comes to bite us because they've got another dark type in the back. We could have drawn that out sooner, but hindsight is 2020, right, guys? The beauty of this matchup here is that this one is running quick attack. If it were running bite, it would be terrible for us, but we are resisting those quick attacks with our ghost typing. And we're starting to chip away here between Fire Spin and Bone Club. It's really starting to add up on this Alolan Raticate, and we do draw a shield there. Very nice. We are going to shield this up because Hypno is just not good up against Alolan Raticate, as it does double resist our confusion. So Alolan Marowak is our best bet here up against this Alolan Raticate. The best we can do is chip away with Bone Clubs, and we got this Alolan Raticate pretty low, but we really needed to get it a little lower, guys, because you're going to see it double resists our confusion, so we can't farm down at this range without taking a super effective crunch. And it does not KO, but it does do a decent amount of super effective damage, and that is terrible. And this Nidoqueen had a move stored. This is looking like GG's. Yeah, they take us out in the Nerf power. Good game. Well played to this battler. Yeah, guys, the lesson learned in that last battle is if you are running an ABB team and you win lead, you still want to safe swap out, guys. In that case, we would have safe swapped into Alolan Marowak. That way, we would have had our Raticate still with some health to fight on. But you live and you learn. We are met with a Hypno. They swap into a Lapras, and we go right into our own Hypno. This is why we like running Thunder Punch on Hypno, guys. I think it is an absolute must for the Kanto Cup because you do have water types like Lapras everywhere in the Kanto Cup. You do see Dugongs as well. Thunder Punch, I think, is the best way to go with Hypno, and this is exactly why. We're going to look to get this Thunder Punch off. That does a decent amount of super effective damage to the very bulky, tanky Lapras here. We can shield up this Surf and get to another Thunder Punch before they can take us out here, and we can flip switch here if they decide to not shield. And they let it go. Very nice. We flip switch advantage. That is amazing, guys. They come back in with their own Hypno. We're going to look to get off a Shadow Ball. A lot of people are expecting you to bait. Let's see if we can get a shield. If this lands, this will be doing quite a bit of super effective to this opposing Hypno, but they don't let it go through. They do shield. That's okay. We are now even on shields. That's quite all right, and we do get them to throw some energy. We were going to get to another Thunder Punch. Hypno is so bulky, guys, and they do take us out with a Thunder Punch. We can look to come right back in with a Alolan Raticate, and they've got a XL Alolan Sandshrew. This is why we love running Alolan Marowak in the Kanto Cup. For this reason, guys, I've been seeing so many of these Alolan Sandshrews and Alolan Sandslashes. Alolan Marowak just melts them away with that Fire Spin, guys. My goodness, holy smokes. And they did CMP tie us on this Bone Club. As you can see, Alolan Marowak has some very nice bulk. We're able to comfortably tank 2 super effective Night Slashes. And we did undercharge that because we want a little bit more farm for this Hypno. And they see the writing on the wall. They concede the match. Guys, that's going to be another good game. Well played to this battler. Telling you guys, Alolan Marowak, you cannot sleep on it. It is good in this Kanto Cup. I wasn't sure if it was going to be, but it turns out it is very good in this Kanto Cup. And we are met with an Alolan Muck on the lead. Not a bad lead for Alolan Raticate. And they are running Poison Jab. So this is okay. It would be better if they were running Snarl. Of course, we would be resisting that, but this is okay. It's still playable. They built up to 9. We're going to call this. Most Poison Jab Mucks are running Acid Spray. No need to shield that. And we're going to look to get off this Hyper Fang here. See if we can get a shield. If not, it'll do quite a bit of neutral damage, and it does. Very nice. And we're going to build up again, and I do believe that we look to go for this Crunch. This will be doing a decent amount of resisted damage. It does hit pretty hard, even being resisted, and at this range, it would have taken them out. So they do shield. Very nice. And because they shielded, we are going to shield this next Acid Spray and then look to swap out to clear the debuff. Knowing that they're running Poison Jab, we can safely swap into Alolan Marowak, as we do resist that. And they've got Shadow Machamp. That is not a good answer to Alolan Marowak, guys. Holy smokes. But we are going to look to bait with a Bone Club. Nonetheless, a lot of people have to, they like to shield their Shadow Machamp for good reason. It is very squishy. And we're actually going to call this, even if it is a Rock Slide, they did not build up the payback. We can tank a Rock Slide. And we do correctly call the Cross Chop. That is amazing. That is resisted with our Ghost typing. And I think they got a little frustrated. They see the writing on the wall. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. And that's the team, guys. Man, Alolan Marowak making them concede the match. I wonder what they had in the back. It might have been Double Fighter. And seeing that we didn't shield that Cross Chop, they might have saw the writing on the wall and decided, I'm out of here. You got me beat. This team handles Double Fighter very well, as you can see, with having Hypno and Alolan Marowak in the back. Two fantastic answers to fighters. This is turning out to be a very strong team, guys. I am not regretting powering up this Alolan Raticate. I powered it up a few days ago, and I've been running it ever since. It's got a fantastic moveset. It's got great bulk for this Kanto Cup meta, guys. It's got a lot of good coverage on the meta. With all the Hypnos running around, you double resist those confusions, all the while being able to hit for super effective with Crunch. Lick users, forget about it. So many people like to lead with Licky Tongues and Snorlaxes. We triple resist the Lick type damage, all the while doing some nice heavy neutral damage with Crunch and Hyper Fang. Alolan Raticate is a fantastic pick for this Kanto Cup, guys. And of course, having Hypno in the back, very solid safe swap in this Kanto Cup. Hypno has great coverage on the meta with Confusion, Thunder Punch, and Shadow Ball. You can hit those opposing Psychics and Ghost types with super effective with Shadow Ball. Thunder Punch does neutral damage to just about everything else in the meta. It also really comes in handy for those water types and those flyers like Pidgeot, Lapras, Dugong. Hypno's a fantastic safe swap. And Alolan Marowak in the back. Holy smokes, guys. It's really good. It's really good. If you haven't tried Alolan Marowak yet, I would give it a try. Especially if you're higher up in the ELO. A lot of people at the higher ELO ranges like to run Alolan Sandslash and Alolan Sandshrew. Having Alolan Marowak to go up against those ice types and those steel types, forget about it. Fire Spin just wrecks those steel types and those ice types. And you can hold your own up against those ice water types like Lapras and Dugong because you're doing neutral damage with your Fire Spin, guys. And having Bone Club, although it's not the greatest move in the world, it has great coverage up against those poison types like Nidoqueen, like Alolan Muk. What a fantastic team, guys. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as well. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.